God literally allowed a lying spirit to deceive a king, and it's one of the most misunderstood stories in the Bible. So come sit with me real quick, God's people, while I work. So y'all remember in 1 Kings 22, the king at that time was Ahab, and Ahab wanted to go to war. So he asked all 400 of his prophets what they saw in his future. Am I going to win this war? And they told him exactly what his itching ears wanted to hear: victory. But there was this one prophet named Micaiah. Now Micaiah he ain't play no games, okay? He spoke the truth. So Micaiah spoke of this vision that he had. He said he saw the Lord sitting on his throne with the host of heaven all around him. So in the vision, God asked the heavenly council a question. He says, who's going to entice Ahab to go into battle so that he can fail? All the different spirits suggested things, but one spirit came forward and was like, I'll become a deceiving, lying spirit, and I'll get his prophets to lie to him. And God allowed it. Now, this passage makes a lot of people uncomfortable, but it really gives some good insight on how God governs the unseen realm. Now, they're not equal to him. They're obviously below him, but it really does show how they participate in the administration of God's justice. Now, here's the key detail that a lot of people miss. Ahab had already rejected truth. Earlier in the chapter, he was talking about how he didn't mess with Micaiah because Micaiah always told him the truth. He never told him anything that he wanted to hear. So the lying spirit, it wasn't tricking an innocent person. It was confirming the deception that Ahab already wanted to hear. In 2 Thessalonians 2, it says that God sends a strong delusion to those who refuse truth. So in other words, Ahab surrounded himself with false prophets that told him exactly what he wanted to hear. They literally were the Q-tip prophets, the one that scratch your itching ear. So God allowed that deception to reach its full consequence. I'm gonna say that again. Ahab surrounded himself with Q-tip prophets, the prophets that itch your ear. So God allowed that deception to reach its full consequence.